It's through the eyes of our daughters and through the eyes of our sons as well. They were here. They were sent here to rescue us. For we see who we want to be through their eyes. We see who we wish to be through their eyes. And also, through children's eyes, they see everything equal. They see everything as it is, without judgment. And through our children's eyes, we find reason to believe. We find reason to believe in life and in love and in joy and in happiness, because we have the ability to believe in something bigger than us through those eyes, whether those eyes are here or those eyes are bigger than us. They bring us that reason to believe. So thank you so much, Shelley and Evan, Jerry, Sammy and Shelley. That was so well put. Thank you. Yes, it's Mother's Day. And as a mother adoringly looks down into her child, she sees beyond that physical beauty. She sees that innate beauty within them. She sees deep into her child's soul. When those eyes meet, there's a connection there that is a connection made without words. It's all about feeling. It's all about the heart. It's all about that innate connection between those two, which is unconditional love. And that bond, as we know, is mightier than any other force in this entire universe, a mother and her child. So, the word mother conjures up as many images as there are different kinds of moms. We are all yet still made in that image and likeness of God, but we have so many different qualities. And one thing that we all do have is that spark of the divine feminine. Yes, we have qualities of masculine and female energies, and we need that. That helps keep us in balance. We couldn't always be that masculine force. We need to soften up, and some of us softies need to harden up a little bit. So that's what that brings us forth. The revealing word defines divine motherhood as the brooding, nourishing element of divine mind, or God, in which spiritual ideals are brought into fruition. And isn't that what motherhood really is? That bringing forth, that teaching, that loving, that nurturing. Mothers have an advantage over men. We've had to learn patience. We've had to learn to wait as our child comes forth. So, maybe your mother was the June Cleaver of Leave It to Beaver, the all-around great mom. Maybe your mom was quiet and shy. Maybe yours was grand and a living free spirit. Maybe your mom was messy. Maybe your mom was a clean freak. Did your mom sing while she was cleaning? Or was she muttering under her breath? Is that where that word came from? Mutter under your breath? So, we have all kinds of moms, and all kinds of moms having different names. And I'm going to wager this morning that there isn't anyone here except my sisters Margie and myself and Debbie who have a mom named Happy. That's right, Happy's sitting right over there. And you can know for sure that is part of our positive attitude in our lives. that Happy is such an amazing woman and an amazing mother, and she was the greatest teacher of them all for us. So thanks, Mom, for being happy. And then, friends, we also have to know and recognize that there are some of us who had mothers that maybe we may not have chosen. They may not have been who we would have wanted. But you know what? Just think about that for a minute. Did that person, was that woman in your life here for good reason? Was she here to teach you to be a better mother, to be a better sister, or a better caretaker? She may have just been the one who taught you how not to be. Well, one thing we all know for certain is that we all have a mother. Yes? Yes, we do. And in our community here, in our blessed, beloved community here at Unity Spiritual Center, we're finding that babies are bountiful. We have some grandmothers and some great-grandmothers in our community. And boy, I'll tell you, in prayer hour every week, it's either the child in creation, the child just born, the child coming forth. We have a lot going on here. I myself am probably more knowing of this is because I recently became a grandee myself. And so it seems that we kind of gather and we women start talking about this. We talk about the honored place this is in our lives as grandmothers. And one of the commonalities that we all have and share is that we're finding it to be so much richer to be a grandparent. And don't get me wrong, motherhood was wonderful and it was great and I enjoyed it. And I'm sure you did too, but I'll bet you, like me, you missed most of it because we were so busy making a living, providing, giving, sharing, that we may have missed some of those important parts of those children. And that's how we get to step in as being a grandmother. Because we are in the place where we don't have to provide a living. We are now the living presence of God for our children and their children. We stand in this honored circle of life as being the ones who are considered wise, I hope. And we have come to the place in our lives where we take nothing for granted and we appreciate so much those precious souls that are in our lives, our beloved. So yes, friends, we're here to nurture our family, to love our family. Thank you, James, for that amazing meditation, for the Divine Mother, that divine energy. And so we are going to move on, and I would like to introduce you to some very well-known mothers. We're going to begin our celebration of the Divine Feminine with the eldest mom of them all. That is Mother Earth, Mother Nature. She's represented by our friend Julia Shutt, who, as you all know, is a woman of nature and one of great beauty, who breathes and lives God's glory through nature.
Wow. Wow, thank you. I'm honored to be here. Let me just find my place here. Well, I'm here to talk to you about Mother Nature and me. My first thinking of Mother Nature, I remember studying about the cavemen and how they painted on the walls these incredible images of females and fertility and those little fertility carvings that you see in museums of the little fat cheruby-like women that are supposed to represent, you know, Mother Earth and all that comes from her. In the Middle Ages, it was a sacred feminine we learned about, and nature goddesses and myths and stories and the divine feminine. But my question to you is, do you think that our planet Earth is our real mother? If you think that, if we are the acorn, is she the oak? And what does that mean in that circular connection? For me, it's all about relationship. And everybody's got a mother, and everybody knows that if we just talk and don't listen, we are disconnecting. We are not connecting with that relationship, and we don't benefit. So, mothers, do you love attention? Do you like it when your kids hang out with you? Do you love your kids' company? That's what this is about. Now, when I was a little kid, I learned a lot from my mom. And I learned by example, and she was easy to follow. She was creativity, she was humor, and she was beauty. She taught me to do my first cave painting. And I think that's why they call Mother Earth, because Mother Nature is a loving teacher. When you look at the creativity of a rushing river, or you see the humor in the eyes of a kooky fish staring at you under the sea, or you see the seamless stride of a tiger as they're stalking their prey, you see all these things that you can also see in your own mother and her teachings. Mother Nature is calling you again to just sit and listen to her for a change. She wants to calm you down, and she wants to put a smile on your face. She knows that you will experience joy if you decide to play with her again. So dig in the dirt, plant a flower, observe a bird build a nest, maybe a honeybee gathering pollen. Did you know that honeybees have these little suitcases that are attached to their back legs, and they stuff pollen in them and bring it back to the... It's pretty cool. Watch a sunset on the water and ask yourself, what colors am I seeing reflected in that water? What is that? There's a kindred spirit in this earth. We are related, and we are home. We have the ability to find profound relaxation when we'll just take a chance to be with this grand energy. So people say I'm blessed with a green thumb. Maybe it's an arm, maybe it's the leg. I don't know, maybe it's the whole body, you know. I do like to be with nature, and maybe it's just that I have a connected relationship. My relationship with nature, I spend enough time in it that I draw on that power and that connection. And I'm lucky and I'm blessed because I get to make up people's gardens and landscapes for a living. And I have a perfect team. I have Byron, my Byron that I work with, and I have me. Not me, M-E, Mother Earth. That's my team. And it's a joy for me to show a lot of my dear friends over time how to do a garden, how to become a gardener. Lots of folks have fear. They don't think they know anything. They think they're going to kill it if they try to do something. But I tell folks, you're not doing it alone. You're co-creating with Mother Nature. She's there. You're never alone in the garden. She always smiles down on you. The power of the universe is waiting and hoping you are ready to rekindle the first relationship you've ever known. Thanks, Mom. Thank you.
Well done. That connection, that Mother Nature is one of our greatest teachers. We only need to stop, look, listen, and enjoy. Thank you. And so now I would like to introduce you to Tara Buddha, who's represented this morning by Mary Maynard. Mary Maynard, as you know, is our centered wellness woman, a woman of great knowledge, of compassion, and love for all humanity, a great teacher and a great friend. Mary Maynard.
And that's a great challenge. Love for all humanity. I know it's a little warm for sweatshirts today, but this was the last gift my mother gave me before she passed. So it's a 10-year-old sweatshirt, but I thought, we must honor our ancestors on this natural world, as Julia talks about relationship, as my bond and my relationship is much stronger in the metaphysical realm. As much as I love being on the planet, I live in this place of divine connection. And as I think of my divine connection, I look back at having been born onto this planet as a Catholic and being brought up in elementary grade school with the name Mary. I'm pretty much the archetype, you know. I moved away from that, though, in 6th grade was the first time I actually felt guided, where I felt that hand at the back of my neck, and I felt this sensation in my shoulders that I was not to follow along with every other Mary that was in the class. And we had about 50% of the women were named Mary. They were girls at the time. Because in Catholic school on Halloween, we were invited to dress up as our patron saint. That was the only thing you were allowed to do on Halloween, right? So what I visualized is that there was going to be a steady stream of people dressed in blue with white veils, you know, all the Virgin Marys. And I never felt that. I could never feel that. And I didn't feel defiant, which the nuns accused me of later, but I really felt that it wasn't me. So I used my father's brown bathrobe, he found out later, and I tied it up and I pulled it up a little bit and I went as Mary Magdalene. Well, you know what lead balloons look like. That really didn't fly well, but it really, to me, I felt so serious in it. I wasn't being playful, and I really wasn't trying to create a problem. I really just wanted to be in that place. And I remember walking around in that bathrobe and feeling so serious and sincere. And so, you know, when I look at Tara, and as I've moved more closely into knowing who this was that was guiding me, you know, I recognized and researched that she was the feminine deity born from the first tier of the enlightened Buddha. And I love that image, that the Buddha reached enlightenment and a tear came to his eye and she was born. She came into her incarnation as that beloved deity. Throughout the world, she's known in many names. Some see her as Tara, some see her as Kuan Yin. And I believe there's a picture up there. You see all the different colors. She is arrayed in different colors, and each color has a different frequency. It has a different meaning. And if you look at the green Tara, she's the activated energy of the Buddha. You know, the black Tara is the transmutation of anger. The white Tara is known for compassion, long life, and healing. Red Tara she's the magnetizing of all good things. So she is, to me, a mother of all ways of being. Because as mothers, you know, if any of you are the mother of anything, whether it is a business or a child or your favorite companion pet, you are the all to that. You are the mother of that. And you're going to be drawn from all these different aspects to create and continue to create within that container. So when she was incarnated, in her first physical incarnation, she was asked by the monks, because she was so devoted to Buddha and such a good follower. They said to her, you should pray, and I can't do a monk accent, Tibetan I'm not, you should pray to become a man so that you can become enlightened. Well, this was back in India in the day, right? And her response was, here there is no man, there is no woman, no self, no person, and no consciousness. Labeling male or female has no essence, but deceives the evil-minded world. And in that understanding, she brought forward for the first time the perception that there is no separation. She took a vow to lead all beings to enlightenment so that every one of her incarnations she would come back as a female. So, you know, this was not easy in the male-dominated culture, and some people would say that our culture is still very male-dominated and that it cries for the wisdom of the female to bring us into balance. And when I say that, it is less in a separation sense, but more of an internal sense. So that I would ask you to join me, if you will, in using your inside eye and listen to the invocation that I'm going to read, which is the Tara Magdalene invocation of bringing the male and the female into oneness within us. There is a remembrance, an invitation to be all that we thirst to be. We allow the meeting of bodies, hearts, and minds through the silent smile, the soul-filled eyes, reflecting recognition, mirroring the mother, sister, daughter, friend, and lover, through glance, through dance, through laughter and play, through the entering the circle, the womb of creation, the knowing, the reclaiming, the turning to the mystery. We move in our own rhythms, at our own pace, giving our temples the time and the listening. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for opening our hearts to that amazing invocation. And I learned something today about that tear of Buddha. That's just so cool. Thank you. Thank you. And so now we're going to move forward, and I'm going to introduce you now to the Mother of Unity, Mary Caroline Myrtle Page Fillmore. Our delightful, dearest, and one of our most devoted students of Unity, the lovely Terry Grace Brewer, will share words of wisdom from Myrtle for us this morning.
Good morning, friends. I am Myrtle Fillmore, Mother of Unity. And I'm called that because I helped found our movement with my husband, Charles Fillmore, way back in 1889, before some of you were born. We are all mothers of unity. You are mothers of unity as well, for we share the same ideals and the same spirit and the same love that never fails. The Mother of Unity is the universal mother, and we simply represent the universal mother. I get hundreds of letters every week, and I try to answer every one. I've been through many, many wells of ink over the years. So I brought a couple of letters that are from people that are spiritual seekers like yours, and I thought I would share what I tell these seekers. Dearest Mother Myrtle, what does Unity teach that God is? What is God, this writer is asking. So I told him, God is the one perfect life flowing through us. God is the substance that creates our organism. God is the power that gives us motive. God is the wisdom that is the intelligence of every cell of our body and every thought in our mind. God is the strength that holds us upright. But if you want to remember just in a nutshell what God is life, and we turn that life into living. God is love, and we make that divine love into loving. And God is substance, and we take that substance and turn it into manifestation. That's essentially God: life, love, substance. And one other letter that I get often. Dear Mrs. Fillmore, how do we experience God? I told this seeker, to experience God, you must yield to the source. That means we forget our own desires. And in every moment, we do what we believe God would have us do. And then we find unlimited strength to do what we want to do or what we believe needs to be done. I found that my own body was healed when I yielded to the source and realized that we are inseparably one with the source, that we are created and we inherit from our divine and perfect Father. I began to claim my birthright, and over time, I was healed. So I know that these things can happen for you too. And I love you all for carrying on the movement that we started. Remember, we never began as a religion. We began to increase the spirit within ourselves and to expand it to the world. So thank you, my dears, for being here and keeping this wonderful movement going.
Thank you, Mother Myrtle. Each of these amazing women have provided us such a different range of what the divine feminine is all about. And I'm so grateful that they were able to share with us this morning. So, what is the divine feminine? It's the goddess in all traditions and has been since the beginning of time. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of names for the god, goddess, Sophia, and she's also known as Isis. There's Asherah, the original bread of life. Mary Magdalene is said to have been an incarnation of Sophia. There's Athena. There's Mother Mary of Jesus, Ishtar, Mari, Gaia. Green Tara, Kuan Yin, Ma, Lakshmi, or Durga. Thousands of names, thousands of energy, thousands of memories and love and learning and teachings. Their principle is the same as ours. The feminine principle is. It's that we have the power, we have that attribute, that ability to be nurturing, to be loving, to be understanding, to be compassionate, have insight, intuition, creativity, healing, and wisdom. There are so many stories and so many different faces of God, whom we call Mother. And we honor all of these women that we love today, and we especially honor those who have left their earthly bodies, and we miss them, but we hold them dear in our hearts. So we just say, thank you, God, Goddess, for this day to bless and celebrate all the many faces of you, God. And now I would like to call forth...